Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Vaughn Radio.
That's right. This is Vaughn Radio, and this is the show with no name. Time for liftoff. 10, 9, 8. Come on, 7, do it with me.
6, 5,
4, 3. Come on.
2, 1.
Let's get this thing off the ground. Come on.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff.
Come on, get up there. Get up there. Get ready.
Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready
for the ride of your life.
The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name.
Vaughn Radio. Let's go, folks.
Let's go.
All aboard. With no name. All right, amigos. Welcome one, welcome all to another exciting edition of the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. I'm your friend, your amigo, your English teacher, your confidant. I'm even your cheerleader. Yes, I am. Of course I am. A good teacher is a good cheerleader. So let's go. That's what all that, come on, yeah, let's go. That's what that's all about. Well, also that, and I'm from the United States. And you know us. We're a little bit gung-ho. Do you know the word gung-ho? Ya estamos con vocabulario hoy. Gung-ho. Let's see how they define it. Es como demasiado. Como tranquilízate. If somebody's gung-ho, fanático, you're too excited about things. Which, in my philosophy, there's no such thing. No existe. There's no such thing as being gung-ho. That's the way I am. It's an interesting word, isn't it? Gung-ho. Sounds Asian. It is. Yep. We look at it in our Tokyo episode of FYI. Remember, every week you've got, aside from the show with no name and all the amazing programs on Vaughn Radio, you've also got For Your Ingles, my weekly podcast. And last week, what did we look at last week? Oh, yeah, it was
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Calling all wise guys, made men, and mobsters alike. We'll unravel a dark, hidden underworld where murder, mayhem, and money laundering are commonplace and par for the course. These Goombas and their goons glorify violence and live by a code of silence. Snitches and rats beware. Forget about it. We'll demystify the mafia on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
Inglés.
You got it. That's right, amigos. For Your Ingles. Every week you got a different episode. This week, I'm not going to tell you. You'll just have to stay tuned. But if you want to learn about the mafia, very interesting stories. And if you noticed, just in the intro of each show, you'll hear anywhere from 20 to 30 idioms or vocabulary words. And that's done on purpose. So even if you just listen to the intros of FYI, you'll learn. But if you listen to the whole thing, you'll delve into, mira, yo aprendí esta palabra haciendo FYI, indagar. You'll delve into a diverse, exciting topic every week. And you can follow us wherever you follow your Vaughn podcasts. So that's I can't even remember the names, but just search for your English in the same places you get your Vaughn shows. And my amigos, thank you to everybody who showed up over at Casa del Libro on the Gran Via. We were at Casa del Libro presenting This Book is the Shit, and you guys are loving it. The word is out. It's official, baby. First things first, how you machines doing? You good?
Yeah, we're good.
Good. Let's take a picture. Quick question. ¿Cómo se dice emocionar en inglés?
To emotionate.
No. Think of Michael Jackson. Una pista de audio. It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark.
It's Thriller.
That's right. So emocionar is to
Thrill.
eso es. And this book is the shit will thrill you. It's thrilling.
Sí, señor. This book is the shit. El inglés que no sabías que sabías. 1000 nuevas palabras para tu colección. De la mano de Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender.
Now we're talking. That's right, folks. That's right. This book is the shit. You can get it at the Vaughn Tienda. It's vaughntienda.com, or you can pick it up wherever fine books are sold. And it's totally worth it. It's chock full of fun, exciting stuff, my amigos. And, well, again, it's my 5th book now, my 3rd with Damian, and it's been a learning experience even for me. Like I say, preparing the show with no name and FYI. I mean, I don't know all this stuff that I teach you. I have to look it up, and, I have to do a little research on my own. Now, I'm not a journalist, and I make that very clear. In fact, sorry, journalists. Nowadays, that's not back soy periodista, and now people are like, oh, really? Sorry. Hey, things change, my amigos, but some things that never change are some of our cool sections here on the show with no name, and one of those being our pop quiz. Come on, pop quiz. Yeah. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, amigos, that's right. It is our pop quiz only on the show with no name. And today's pop quiz comes from my buddy Kyle Miller. You guys know him, Kyle Miller, from the program Drive Time, also the author of Business English as well. And Kyle also runs a bar. He runs a couple bars and restaurants. In fact, those are the restaurants where we have our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, which, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, como decimos, no me cites, it's this coming Wednesday. Let me check the calendar and see if that even makes sense, because usually it's the first Wednesday of every month. So Wednesday, so it's not this Wednesday, which would be the 28th. It's the 5th of July. All right, the 5th of July, we've got a Vaughn Radio Trivia Night hosted by the one and only Guy Williams. I hope you guys can make it. But today's trivia is hosted by Kyle Miller, which, by the way, I was with Kyle Miller this weekend. Those of you who follow me on Instagram will see that. I was with Kyle, I was with Fitz, I was with Rob and Andrea Vaughn, and we went to go see Def Leppard and Motley Crue. It was awesome. It's like we went in a time machine back to 1986. and it was absolutely awesome. You know, being at a concert with your buddies on a Friday. No, it was a Saturday. Was it Friday? I can't even. Saturday. As many of you know, I'm in the middle of a move. I'm moving to a new home. Well, I don't even know what, like, my head is just, my hard drive is full. Mi disco duro está petado. So the concert was very therapeutic for me, you know, because, well, my life is in boxes. You can just imagine me. Yesterday, I was walking around and asking my wife, have you seen my underwear anywhere? I mean, it's a weird question to ask because normally it's in your underwear drawer, right? And drawers el cajón. But nope, wasn't there. It was in a box in my office, not in my room. So, and it feels like the never-ending story. Like no matter how many boxes you unpack, at the end of the day, there's always more to be done. But little by little, we're going to take it in stride. Esta es buenísima, esta expresión. I think you would say, tomarlo con filosofía, take it in stride. It's exciting to have a new home, but also, as anybody who knows, it's like when you have a kid too. It's exciting, but get ready to do a lot of hard work and a lot of important work. You know, when you're taking care of a kid, that's the most important job. That's more important than your 9 to 5. Well, not really. Because then if you don't have money to pay for it, well, everything's important. Everything's important and nothing's important at the same time. Wow, we're getting philosophical. All right, folks, here we go with our pop quiz. My buddy Kyle Miller is giving us this one, and it's No te guardo rencor. Sounds pretty simple, but how many of you know how to say No te guardo rencor? Are you familiar with this expression in English? If so, you can let us know in the comments. If you'd like to participate, you can participate live. I'll go on over to the virtual classroom now. You can follow us on YouTube, Facebook. I was going to say Instagram. No, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You can catch the live stream. But I think Facebook and YouTube are the ones you could actually comment. And if not, all the sections are really prepared so that you can participate whenever you're tuning in. Let's see who's in the house. Who's in the house? There's Jesus Alvarez joining us on the Book of Faces. What's up, Jesus Alvarez? Good morning to you. Born to Iron Man. There he is. He says, good morning, Alberto and friends. Good morning, buddy. How you doing? Omar says, hello, Alberto. Good morning from Potosí, Bolivia. Are you serious? Well, there's our driven student of the day. Motivado, driven. You can say motivated, but driven sounds better, right? Como conducido, te lleva, el impulso. Think of it that way. So, Omar, excellent job. You are, man, it's early in the morning, so excellent. That is somebody who is totally driven. Great to have you on board, Omar. There's Laura. Speaking of driven students, she says, good morning, beautiful show with no namers. Let's have a magical time with our favorite English teacher. Oh, thank you, Laura. It's always great to have you on board. All right. Let's see what we've got over here. Born to Iron Man. He's taken a stab at it. Intentando aquí, a ver. He says, I don't bear you any grudge. I'm going to look it up. Bear a grudge. Because I don't know this one. Bears a grudge. Okay, you can say to bear a grudge, Born to Iron Man. I wouldn't use it personally. But I just wanted to make sure. I mean, it makes sense. The only thing is, I think the structure is wrong. So I don't bear a grudge against you. But para mí eso no fluye. But it's, hey, it works. Okay, the only thing I would just bear you, I wouldn't put the object there. So I don't bear a grudge. Or I don't bear a grudge against you, pero entonces no es tan fácil como el que tengo en mente. But hey, good. Great job. Let's see. Hector says, good morning, everybody. What's up, Hector? Thank you so much for joining us. Laura says, moving is exhausting. Oh, yeah, mentally and physically. Because you got to think about where do we have to put things. It's like a Tetris. So my mind, I feel good. I slept good, but I'm like exhausted, long-term exhausted, but hoping the summer comes soon. Summer vacation, I should say. The summer's here officially, at least in Madrid. It's hot as hell, which is very funny in English because you can say it's hot as hell or it's cold as hell. ¿Qué te parece eso? So she says, moving is exhausting. You have to focus on the final result. Ánimo. Chin up, como decimos. ¿Conocéis esta? Levanta esa mandíbula. No, barbilla. Chin up. Right? Chin up. Well, also, Laura, I thought about that too. But even though I'm focused on the final result, I want to enjoy setting it up. Like I told my wife too. I said, the hardest part we did this past weekend, which was getting all the stuff from one house to another. Now it's unpacking things, finding out where to put them. That part's more exciting. So I'm not just going to think about, I get what you're saying. And I thought the same thing, but I'm going to enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride. Why not? Take it in stride. I don't have to do everything in one day. And I think once you realize that, then you're like, okay, I do what I can when I can. Aside from working and, my other things don't, you guys know this, when things like this happen that take up a lot of your time and energy, the other things don't disappear and pause for a while. You know what I mean? So, okay, let's see. Laura says, I don't hold any grudge against you. The only thing is I would say I don't hold a grudge. Because I would say it with a grudge instead of any. So I don't hold. Well, that's the word I was looking for. It's not good to hold grudges or to hold a grudge or to bear a grudge, as we saw as well. But I would say to hold a grudge. And hold is an irregular verb. Hold, held, held. So he held a grudge throughout most of his life. All right, good. Good job. Let's see. Chris Valrol in the house. She says, morning, dear show with no namers. I don't hold a grudge against you. Chris, perfect. Good morning to you too. Perfect. To hold a grudge. Another word that comes to mind is spite. And spite is rencor. So if you do something out of spite, es spite. S-P-I-T-E. So here, let me give you the example. Anna didn't need the car. She took it out of spite. Out of spite, just to be, just to hurt somebody else on purpose. So the adjective that we use when we talk about spite, rencor, is spiteful. But you guys got it. To hold a grudge is to not let go of that spite, right? Spiteful. So Anna didn't need the car. She took it out of spite because she knew you wanted it. So don't be spiteful. Great stuff, guys. We're learning so much already. Expressions, adjectives, verbs, nouns, and we're just getting started. All right, let's see. Who else is on board? Chris says, cheer up with the clothes and other home fittings. Yeah, well, the problem was when I couldn't find my underwear. Guys, I got to give you my news flash over here. I have officially found my underwear. I have officially found my socks. Life is good. I don't need much else, folks. Newsflash there. Yeah. Hey, all right, let's see. There's my dad. What's up, Dad? Good morning. You always say from Greenwood Lake. Well, good morning from Madrid, or Los Madriles, as they call it as well, right? Los Madriles. And he says, good morning, Alberto and friends and family. Greetings from Greenwood Lake, New York. Oh, yeah, nice and early. So we've got some amigos from Bolivia, the Americas. Let's give it up for the Americas today, learning English. My dad over in the USA, in New York. Our friend Omar in Bolivia, all our amigos in Spain, our show with no namers who join us every day. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Born to Iron Man. He says, I bear you no malice. I bear you no malice. It's correct, Born to Iron Man. And I like that you're trying different ways, but it sounds forced. I bear you no malice. It almost sounds like something a little bit Shakespearean, but that's important. That's another reason I think it's so important to have a teacher, because that's something only a teacher can tell you. Like, you can read a book and be like, mira palabrón, pero no se usa tanto, right? That word isn't as used. So it's correct. And that's why I gave you the applause. But I don't hold a grudge. I don't hold a grudge against, como hemos visto. This is why I always tell you to use an example in a complete sentence. Why? Easy. Then we can see if you're using it right. And then also personalize it. Somebody who has held a grudge against you, or if you've been spiteful, or somebody just put it in a sentence, right? So I bear you no malice. I like it. I like it. Laura says, you can always go commando. I was thinking about it, believe me, but I couldn't find anything. I literally, you know what the problem was, Laura? Like, I really needed to find the whole box, because in that box I had my shorts. So I located my sweats. Nosotros decimos los de algodón, estos pantalones sweats, que muchas veces se venden con un hoodie. Es como chanda, same kind of idea. Chanda's a tracksuit, but sweats. So I'm like, I'm not going to wear sweats in the summer. Why? Because you sweat. But yeah, commando. The problem was I didn't even have shorts. So I had to find the box to find everything. And the shorts I was wearing were filthy because I was, picking weeds. Mira, toma vocabulario. There are weeds in the garden area. Weeds, mala hierba. So I was weeding out those weeds. And we use weed out as well when we talk about people or options. No, quitar opciones, descartar la mala hierba, right? And then if you play with the word a little bit more, you got seaweed. I love that one. It's a logical word in English. What do you call it? Algas? We call it mata o hierba mala del mar. Yeah, seaweed. There we go. So Laura, I just had so many problems. I'm like, I got to find the shorts, but the good thing, as I said, we're back in business. Now, I still have a lot of boxes everywhere, but I've got my toothbrush, the basics, my underwear, my skivvies. Eso es otra forma de decir your underwear, your skivvies. Your skivvies. Let's see. Chris says, bravo, your socks and gallumbos. I don't know. I think gallumbos is a Spanish word there. My skivvies. Bueno, te acabo de dar una forma de decirlo. My skivvies, my drawers. ¿Te acuerdas antes que te dije la palabra drawer, cojón? Cojón no. Oops. Cajón. Qué peligrosas algunas palabras, right? I said drawer. Well, here's a double trouble before our commercial break. Where are your drawers? ¿Dónde están tus gallumbos? Oh, my drawers? They're in the top drawer. En el cajón, I have to pause before I say it. En el cajón superior, o el de arriba. Well, folks, I hope you're learning. I hope you're having fun. And I hope you're going to join us after this quick commercial break. We've got so much to do here on the show today. We're going to play, we're going to laugh, we're going to have some fun. And what else? Oh, whatever else comes up. Lo que viene siendo, I think you say in Spanish. Whatever else comes up on our English adventure, the show with no name. We'll be right back with part 2. If I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. I hope you guys enjoyed the Pro Bow show with the one and only Rob Grams. What a way to start your day. After the Pro Bow show, you've got Fitz and No Excuses. And as you know, they're not just my co-workers. They're my friends. Like I said, we were at a concert all together, and we were thinking how long we've known each other. Almost 20, maybe, well, Rob and Andy even longer. And you can listen to Rob and Andy every day on the Lunchtime Show. It's right after Ximena's show, Test Your English, which is right after this show. After the Lunchtime Show, you've got our OG, original gangsta, old school. I'm talking about Guy Williams, also the host of our next trivia night. A history lesson like you've never seen. After that, Dave Boyce with his variety show, Magazine, The Salad. And then you've got Kyle Miller, my buddy, who was also at the concert, with Drive Time. All here on Vaughn Radio, and all designed to not just teach you English, but to entertain you as we teach you English so that you get hooked on it and you enjoy it. So let's kick off the second part with today's Say What? Say what? What? Yeah, 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 yeah. Put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Get your hands up, put your hands up. Up, up, up. All right, amigos, let's see what we've got in today's Say What soundbite. I think this one's going to be pretty tough. I was going to say easy, Well, you know what? I'm not going to say anything else. I don't want to give you any expectations or lead you on. It's going to be like every day. There'll be harder parts, there'll be easier parts, but in general, the first thing you have to do is sum up what you heard. I'm going to play it for you twice now. Sum it up in your best English possible. By the end of the show, by the fourth listen, you know what you have to do. You got to give me it word for word. Is everybody ready? This is the Say What soundbite for the first time. Please write down what you hear.
I call this Turf and Turf. It's a 16-ounce T-bone and a 24-ounce porterhouse. Also, whiskey and a cigar. I'm going to consume all of this at the same time because I am a free American.
All right. There you go, my amigos. There you go. It's a very, I got to say, in the United States, many people know that voice. And who was it? Monse? Was it Monse on Twitter? And let me check my phone here. Monse, I believe, said to me, I love that series. Was it Monse? Let me check here. Monse, where are you? I thought it was you. Thanks for sharing. Oh, I don't know where it is. I can't find it here. Oh, Monse. Monse says she loves this show. It's fantastic. So, Monse, if you're listening, whether you're listening live or the podcast, I'll dedicate this one to you because you love this show. So what did I just told you it comes from a show, right? There's your first clue. All right, let me play it for you a second time, and then let's talk about it. Let's discuss what you heard.
I call this Turf and Turf. It's a 16-ounce T-bone and a 24-ounce porterhouse. Also, whiskey and a cigar. I'm going to consume all of this at the same time because I am a free American.
All right, there we go, amigos. That was the second listen. You'll hear it another 2 times, and hopefully somebody will be able to figure it out. All right, amigos, what do we got to do now? I think to save some time, while you guys are thinking it over here, what I'm going to do to think it over is darle unas vueltas. What I'm going to do is kick off our spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
Yeah, spelling bee, spelling bee, spelling bee, spelling bee. Don't get stung. That's right, amigos. That's right. It is our spelling bee only on the show with no name. And as always, this is the part of the show where we really put you up against the ropes, where you're in a pickle or in a jam. Te meto en un apuro aquí. It's a difficult section. I know it. But I know you guys are also going to come through. Cumplir. I know it. Apúntate esa. Right? To come through. All right, amigos. So let me just give you another minute or two. Well, I'll tell you what. While you guys are thinking about that, let me tell you a little bit about Oxford English. ¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. Podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan. All right, amigos. That's right. You can get more information at our website. Remember, the website's grupovaughan.com. Groupofon.com, and you can get all the information you need about courses. Remember, well, I don't know if you can still get that 20% discount on our summer intensives, because it was only until the 20th. So, but you can try. Go to the website if you want to find out more information about all the different things we offer. And you can go to groupofon.com. Also, you've got a phone number if you'd like to call us. That's 911-385831. Or you can reach out via social media. All right, let's see what we've got. We've got some people commenting over here on our Say What soundbite. Let's see what you heard. Let's see. There's Vero joining us. She says, morning, beautiful show with no-namers / warriors. What's up, Vero? There's Peter. I always mispronounce it, but I know who you are. Sí, lo he dicho bien. I know who you are. What's up, buddy? How are you? Great to have you on board. There's Chris Valrol. She's taking a stab at today's Say What soundbite. And she says, I heard an American guy. I assume this voice clip is from a series. This man is explaining what he's going to do for feeling more freedom as an American, or in order to feel more freedom, or to feel, I wouldn't use for there, Chris. So what he's going to do to feel more freedom, or to feel freer, también nos vale as an American. Excellent job, Chris. America. Well, just remember, there's America, 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 and then you got Merca, Merca. This Merca. Some people say Merca. Merca. Swear to God. All right, there's Laura in the house. She's always got something interesting to add. And she says, I heard an American actor in a scene from a series saying that he's going to consume a whiskey and a cigar at the same time because he's a free American man, and mentioning surf and turf. All right, you are on the right track, Laura. But listen carefully next time. He's playing with the word surf and turf, but he doesn't exactly say that. So I'll give you a clue there. He's playing with the words. And what is surf and turf? Well, surf is la marea, and turf is tierra. So mar y tierra, mar y montaña. What do you call it? Surf. When you order a dish, usually in the United States, they have a surf and turf is some kind of steak, and then like some shrimp or some lobster. So something from the sea and something from land. But he doesn't exactly say surf and turf, although he is playing with that idea. So what can we say there? Excellent job to the ladies, Chris and Laura. All right, now what do we have to do? We've got to do our spelling bee here, amigos. And as always, this isn't the easiest part of the show, but I have faith in you guys. I know that you guys will be able to come through. Otra vez, cumplir, hacer lo que haya que hacer. Oof. I was going to say aiga, eh? I caught myself, me pillé. Hey, it's hard when you make mistakes in two languages. Well, I make mistakes in Spanish because I don't know. I make mistakes in English because I get tongue-tied because my head goes one way and my mouth goes the other way. I'm like, wait, we got to go the same way, guys. We got to be rowing in the same direction. No, remando en el mismo sentido. All right, here we go, folks. Good luck, as always. Do your best. If you can't get it on the first round, you've got a second round. Use it. Here's round one. And these do not have to be capitalized, by the way. These words do not, capital N-O-T, not have to be capitalized. All right, so one less thing you need to think about. Here we go. The first one is R-I-N-G-TAILED. space Lemur. The next one is AYE-AYE. The third one is FOSSA. The fourth one is PANTHER space CHAMELEON. The fifth one is NILE space CROCODILE. And the sixth one is ELEPHANT space BIRD. All right. There you go, folks. I told you it wasn't going to be easy. Okay. It's doable, but not easy. All right. And to be honest with you, I'm remember how I told you guys I'm always learning stuff here? Well, I'm learning some of this stuff for the first time here today too. So bear with me, paciencia conmigo, because this is a topic I know very little about. Unfortunately, not because, you know, I wouldn't want to know more about it, but you'll see why. I think it's a topic that not too many people know about. All right, let's take a look over here. Born to Iron Man, he's like, I'm ready to kick off the week in style. Dude, I am ready to rock. All right, let's give it a look here. Born to Iron Man, your first one is correct. Your second one is correct. Your third one is correct. The fourth one is correct, as well as the fifth one. And the sixth one is also correct. Nice job, dude. Whoa. And Laura as well, right on his heels. Wow. So Born to Iron Man and Laura and Chris Valrol. Wow. I'll tell you what, all three of you, take a break. Go make a cup of tea. You don't even have to participate in the second round because you nailed it on the first go. Now, if you didn't, I'm more prone to being in that category. Can you repeat that again? Category? Prone to, bueno, está, propenso a, right? That it happens to you. A word we use often with this is somebody who's accident prone. And what does that mean, accident prone? It means you're always falling down. You're always getting bruises or cuts. Bruise, what is a bruise? Moratón, right? And a cut is evidentemente un cortecillo. So excellent job to Iron Man, Laura, and Chris Valrol. I'm impressed. What can I say? As your teacher, take 5. Cógete 5 minutillos. Bueno, 2 o 3, really. And we're going to go through it here a second time. Is everybody ready? This is round 2 of today's Spelling Bee. The first one is RING dash TAILED space LEMUR. The next one, AYE dash AYE. The third one, FOSSA. The fourth one, PANTHER space CHAMELEON. The fifth one, NILE space CROCODILE. And the last one, ELEPHANT space BIRD. Okay, those are your spelling bee words. That was easy, that second round. I went nice and slow, taking little pauses from time to time. Let's see if anybody else was able to figure it out. I'm sure a lot more people are going to get it on that second go. People such as Lupe. Great job, Lupe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Vero says, you always name all the presenters, but what about the technicians? Since I don't have in my daily show one, I don't mention them, but of course they're my friends, right? So, in fact, even the ex-technicians are my friends. I met Mario. A shout out to Mario Galan, who worked with us at Vaughn. And he was there decades ago. So yeah, of course, just because I don't mention them doesn't mean, sometimes I forget to thank you guys at the end of the show, but that doesn't mean that I'm not thankful. It just means my head, not too much fits in my head, but I think it's great. You can give them a shout out every day. That's your new job, Vero, as well as participating in all the different sections. And this way we make sure, because I imagine on Ximena's show, Nacho is half the show. On a lot of the shows, he participates. He used to participate on mine as well. So I guess that's why, I'm not like, Nacho, play this. I play it myself, right? So, but I agree with you 100%. Without them, Vaughn would not be the same. Thanks, guys. Yeah. And not only the ones, as I said, that are here now, but DJ Spanglish. I mean, a lot of you who've been with the show, some of the jingles that I'm still using today are from these talented people. So again, because I don't mention them, doesn't mean I don't appreciate them. But again, you've got a new job, Vero. You got to shout out the technicians every day, or at least remind me to do that. So Lupe, excellent job. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, Laura and Chris, I think you gave an accurate answer capitalizing Nile. Well, either way, I told you not to capitalize. I told you nothing had to be capitalized. So you were correct too, born to Iron Man. If I say nothing, then it's nothing. Okay, yes, technically you would capitalize the word Nile because it's a river, right? But of course, hey, I told you just for the sake of easiness, you didn't have to capitalize. So excellent job to all of you. Absolutely. Born to Iron Man says, Nacho is to Ximena what Tino is to Kyle. Yeah, it's great. Believe me, you know what? Having somebody to bounce off of is a wonderful thing. It really is a good thing. I don't have any, well, I bounce off of you guys, no? Botamos ideas y cosas. But as far as preparation too, it's great when the technicians play along. And they don't have to. Nacho does that. Tino does that because they want to. Their job is really to make sure everything's going smooth, technically, working on the cuñas, our material. They have a lot of different responsibilities aside from the radio. So that's good too, because then if I can produce my own live, well, then they can do other things. See, and companies like that. when people can do a lot of different things. So yes, Nacho is to Ximena what Tino is to Kyle. Again, it's great that our technicians are willing to do that, because if not, then Kyle has to ask the audience. So it's a really great thing. And the camaraderie, compenetración, I think you say, the camaraderie among us, not just the technicians and us, but us and the technicians and among each other as well as family. It's friends. And you know what? If Nacho and Tino was at the concert. I didn't get to see him. There were other friends of mine as well. So look at that. Interesting, right? But yeah, shout out to everybody. And you know what as well? I always say this, and Richard Vaughn is one who always reminds people of this. You guys know 7 or 8 Vaughn teachers, the ones on Vaughn Radio. Right? Us. You might know other Vaughn Radio teachers. If you've had classes with us, then you'll probably be familiar. But really, all our teachers are awesome. All of them. Each and every one of them. Not just the ones on the radio. We can't all fit on the radio, but if you're looking for the greatest teacher money can buy, that's Grupo Von, baby. I stand behind that. I stand behind that is pongo la mano en el fuego, right? I stand, no, digo esa frase y lo digo en serio. Apuesto por ello, right? Why is Von such an imperio, as everybody calls it? Like Richard. Sometimes people think that Richard Von is Dr. Evil. And he's just sitting like in an underground lair, like, now I will conquer the radio waves. Next, I shall attack the internet. And no, it's not like that at all. He's been a victim, entre parentheses, right? Air quotes, as we say. He's been a victim of his own success. So, the radio was somebody saying, hey, you guys can do this on the radio. He goes, yeah, you think so? Okay, let's try it. And fast forward, I don't know how many years we've been on the air now. I lost track. I know this program, almost 15 years that this show has been on the air. It's, as Richard would say, Von Radio, some of our programs are institutions now. And not just in Spain, as we're realizing. I mean, when I see it on Instagram and stuff, because obviously social media opens you up to a bigger audience and a more, a wider audience, I should say. I want to send a shout out to Argentina. Lots and lots of people downloading FYI in Argentina, which is absolutely awesome. It's become popular there. And when I say popular, I mean it's on the charts. Está en las listas in Argentina. It's on the charts in Spain as well. So again, I thank all of you Show with No Namers, FYIers, not just for learning with me, but for spreading the word, for the constant support, and for kicking butt day in, day out, arrasando día tras día. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. We've got a lot of stuff to cover when we come back. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. So much to do today, so much fun to be had, so much English to be learned. Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. So much to do, amigos. We're even going to oh, there's the plane. I was just waiting for the plane to arrive. We're going to Madagascar in our spelling bee. If you haven't figured it out yet, Madagascar. Wow. Very cool. Yeah, they're all animals from Madagascar. We'll take a look at those in just a moment in our spelling bee. We're also going to take a look at our homophones. We've got Name That Movie coming up. And then hopefully we'll have time to fit in Double Trouble before our last commercial break. But the great news is you've got shows all day long here on Vaughn Radio. And it's free. That's cool. Download the free app or listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. And remember to give us a rating. Right? Evalúalo. Evaluar? No, that's not the word you say. Rating. Un comentario. No, a rating would be the stars. So leave us a rating or a comment or both. So if you do that, I know Apple Podcasts, you can hit 5 stars and then leave a comment. That really, really helps. And I appreciate that tremendously. And I know at Vaughn as well. So if you listen to us, wherever you listen to us, some places they don't let you. There's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no way to rate it, which I think is not cool. I mean, shouldn't you be able to rate it like anything, like a video on YouTube that you can give it a like? I don't know. I feel like it's missing something, the fact that we can't do that. But folks, we've got a lot to do here on the show. We're not going to debate. As we say, that's neither here nor there. Que no, esto no es de importante. Eso no está ahí ni aquí. No es hora de hablar de eso. It's time to move on to today's Homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with homophones.
Showing no name. That's right, amigos. It is homophones only on the show with no name. And as always, you're going to get 2 words, and I want to know, A, what the words are, and I want to know if they sound exactly the same or not. The first word is afilar. Okay? It's another way of saying to sharpen, okay? A blade, una hoja. No, usually you use a stone, con una piedra. Remember your grandparents in the pueblo, right? They would sharpen their knives. Now, there's another way to say it that's not sharpen, because the verb is to sharpen. You sharpen a knife that's blunt. Blunt es que no corta, right? So you sharpen it. Easy, but it's not the word sharpen. It's another way to say afilar. Una hoja, a blade. ¿Lo conocéis de blade? Wesley Snipes. And also, it's the word that's used to say abrir el apetito. Okay? Tentar. That's the first word. And the second word is mojado o mojar. So it's the adjective, and it's also the verb. De hecho, mi hija me estaba preguntando esta mañana, papi, ¿me mojas con la manguera? As I said, it's hot in Madrid. It's really hot in Madrid. Well, that's normal. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you. That's why she was like, ¿me puedes mojar con la... what's the word? ¿Me puedes mojar con la manguera? Well, I'm not going to tell you in English, but she said it to me in English. O sea, ella ya sabe la segunda palabra. La primera, no sé. So the first one, again, is afilar, abrir el apetito. And the second one is mojar or mojado. Those are your homophones. Let me give you as well your say what soundbite here for the third time. Is everybody ready? Jot this down.
I call this Turf and Turf. It's a 16-ounce T-bone and a 24-ounce porterhouse. Also, whiskey and a cigar. I'm going to consume all of this at the same time because I am a free American.
All right. There we go, amigos. That's the third listen over there. We'll see if anybody knows these. Let's go on over to our virtual classroom. And we've got Ruthie. Ruthie says, hi, morning to everybody from Malaga. Oh, Ruthie, I wish I was there in Malaga. Man. All right. She also says to tap. Nope, it's not the word we're looking for. Afilar. So, again, sharpen is one way. This one's another way. Yo lo uso más, te digo, como abrir el apetito. Okay? Tentar. Okay? So, let's see. Vero says bland equals romo. Are you sure? I thought bland was soso. I don't know. I don't know if that's I can look it up, but I bland. I don't remember saying the word bland. Insípido, soso, desabrido, bland. I don't remember saying bland. Interesting. All right, Born to Iron Man participating in our homophones. And he says, and sound alike. Interesting. Anybody else? Those are the correct words, dude. So right off the bat, Born to Iron Man knows the two words. And he's willing to bet that these words sound the same or sound alike. And I trust him. Do you guys trust him? What do you think? Let's see. Vero says they're homophones to me. But she's scratching her chin there. Chris says and I'd say they're not homophones. Ooh, this is about to get interesting here. So the good news is you got the right words there, right? The question is, Born to Iron Man and Vero. Well, Vero's not 100% sure there, right? Ruthie's given us the first word, but you didn't give us the second word, and you didn't tell us. So the way it works, Ruthie, is you got to give me both words. So la primera que nos ha estado bien, y la segunda que es mojar, y luego decir si suenan igual o no. Y vemos palabras que suenan igual o no. All right. So we're just missing that part there, Ruthie. All right, well, let's say the words. I think that's the best way to do it. All right. Rebecca. Oh, estoy con bland aquí ahora. Y no quiero bland. Okay, here it is. So, wet the blade on the stone. What did I just say? Did I say afila? Or did I say mojar? Wet the blade. We already said blade is la hoja. On the stone. That's what you use to sharpen it. Well, I said sharpen, wet, right? But I might as well have said wet without the H because they sound exactly the same. So without context, you wouldn't know. Now, it's much more common in that case to use sharpen. But if we want to say abrir el apetito, we do say to whet someone's appetite, right? To whet your appetite. So yes, that H is silent. It's totally silent. Whet, W-H-E-T, versus wet, W-E-T. You want me to tell you a secret? Since native speakers normally hear words before they see them written, my whole life until I became a teacher, I thought it was whet your appetite. I guarantee if you ask a lot of Americans how to spell it, they're going to put W-E-T because it sounds exactly the same. So excellent job, amigos. And I hope that homophones whet your appetite because we're going to Madagascar. That's right, folks. Everybody on board. Our flight's leaving right now. I don't know how we're going to fit this jumbo jet on the island, but okay. Well, today in the year 1960, Madagascar gained its independence from France. That's right. So I figured we could take a look at some animals that you'll find in Madagascar. And we all know from the series, there's a series called, a series of movies called Madagascar, right? Really cool. So that's interesting because it kind of introduced us to a lot of those animals that are, well, not very normally seen in, at least here in Spain or in the West in general. So Madagascar, today in 1960, they got their independence. It's officially the Republic of Madagascar. The capital is called Antananarivo. Forget it. Let's see. What can we say here? Give you some other information. The population, 28,812 people. A little bit more. So casi 29,000. 29,000, give or take. So also there's a great song, if you're a Guns N' Roses fan, off the album Chinese Democracy, and it's called Madagascar. It's a really good song, by the way. So I guess one of the animals we think of when we think of this, and this is again thanks to the movies, is the lemur. You say lemur, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So you'll recognize the word, right? When you see it, you know, oh, lemur. But in English, it's lemur. Reminds me of lemura. Hey, what's up, lemura? So yes, and the first one is called the ring-tailed lemur. And do I have to explain why? Porque la cola, right, is it's got rings on it, anillos, right? Ring-tailed lemur. Next one. Let's take a look over here. Our next one is the aye-aye. What? Aye-aye, Captain. Aye-aye. It's a long-fingered lemur. And it's native to Madagascar. Funny-looking thing. And it's got rodent-like teeth. And this is funny. They perpetually grow a special thin middle finger. O sea, tienen una peineta estos animales. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, and the name too, aye-aye. It sounds like a pirate. Aye-aye, Captain. The next one's fosa. I don't even know what you call this one in Spanish. Fosa. Oh, fosa. It's called fosa. Same thing. And the aye-aye, let's see what they call the aye-aye in Spanish. A la orden, señor. Ah, no. El animal se llama aye-aye. Aye-aye-aye. Funny animal. Funny name and the middle finger thing. I mean, that's brilliant. And take a look. If you're near a computer, which I imagine all of you are, or your phone, look it up. Aye-aye. It's really funny. The next one is the panther chameleon. So it's a chameleon, but it's called the panther chameleon. Where I grew up, there were a lot of chameleons and, you know, these little newts, these little lizards that are small, right? That hang out near the river, right? So panther chameleon, I can't help, every time I hear that word, come a chameleon, you come and go, you come and go. Loving will be easy if your colors were like my dream. Red, gold, and green, red, gold, and green. The fifth one, Nile crocodile. See you later, alligator, in a wild crocodile. The Nile crocodile, del Nilo. Yeah. And then the sixth one, again, you can look these up, the elephant bird. I mean, that's weird. So we got the panther chameleon and the elephant bird. So what we're seeing here is they've based a lot of their animals' names on other animals. It's interesting. Have any of you ever been to this natural paradise, Madagascar? Let's see some comments over here from our amigos. Born to Iron Man says, the harmonica sound of the sharpener man is sticky in my mind every time I hear about this word. El afilador. Ha llegado el afilador. Yeah, I heard about that. I don't really know. But I do know people tell me, antes había un tío que venía. So I guess that's what he would scream out. Aha. Vero says, Antana. Well, I don't know. I can't pronounce it. But in English, it's with a V. Are you asking me how to pronounce it or how to write? I don't know. You got to look it up, Vero. The capital. I'm talking about the capital of Madagascar. I don't think it's important for me to pronounce that word. I think it's more important for you to find other words in English. That's why I skipped it. But I'm not sure I understand your question. Let's see. Laura says, if you live in Spain, you are bound to be familiar with the afilador. Yeah. Well, also, guys, if you lived in Spain 20 years ago, right? Then do they still, maybe to some of the villages. I got to be honest, in my 20 years living here, I haven't seen one very often. But I do remember in my dad's village, in Almeria too, I remember seeing them, but a long time ago. Are they still a thing? I'm curious. I don't know. But it seems like a very totally Spanish thing, right? Like el butanero. We don't have a butanero. In the States, people use hot water heaters, boilers, caldera. You know, they use different things. The butano thing is crazy. And it's funny because you're thinking, entonces, cuando tu hijo no te parece, es el hijo del butanero, right? You say butanero. Well, who? That for us is the milkman. El que trae la leche, el lechero, who's that position doesn't exist anymore. So, but they still say, oh yeah, maybe he's the milkman's kid. I love how every, depending on who comes by and when it was made. I mean, that expression now, there is no milkman, but the expression is still used. And I love that kind of stuff, that some things never change. Even though the job is gone, it's still the inside joke. All right, well, folks, well, no, I imagine maybe in rural places you have a milkman, but most people pick up some milk when they go to the local grocery store. All right, let's rock and roll with today's Name That Movie. Name That Movie. That's right, amigos. You know it. Folks, it is Name That Movie. Let's see if we can figure this one out. And then we've got to go to a quick commercial break, our final commercial break. I can't believe it. Oh, my God. Thank you, folks. Thank you so much for making this so much fun every day. Here's your movie. A year after their father's funeral, 3 brothers travel across India by train in an attempt to bond with each other. So a year after their father's funeral, right? Funeral is obvious. 3 brothers, tres hermanos, travel across India, cruzan India, by train in an attempt, intentando, con el fin de, to bond, intimar, crear recuerdos, to bond with each other. I love this movie, by the way. I remember seeing it at the movie theater, in el cine, right? All right, so let me get right into the scene here because we don't have very much time. Francis says, I only remember certain details, but from what I've been able to reconstruct, it was raining. I was going about 50 miles an hour. Yo iba, that's how you say iba conduciendo a tal velocidad. So to reconstruct, it was raining. I was going about 50 miles an hour. Se puede decir an hour or per hour. As I went into a corner, me encontré en una esquina, en un rincón. I went into a corner, did some wrong steering. Me equivoqué a manejar el coche, the steering wheel. I did some wrong steering. Wheels went out from me, right? Las ruedas se fueron, ¿no? Por debajo de mí, se fueron volando. And suddenly, y de repente, woo, skidded off the road. And to skid is derrapar, right? Those skid marks on the road are cuando dejas el derrape, I think is the word you say. So the car skidded off the road, slammed, to slam es dar un portazo, dar un golpe duro, slammed into a ditch, and a ditch is una zanja. This is some good words for me here today in Spanish. A ditch on the side of the road, zanja. I knew it, cuneta, zanja. So he's talking about an accident that he survived. Slammed into a ditch and got catapult 50 feet, do the math, no sé en metros, pero es muy alto, 50 feet through the air. Little particles of glass and debris. Debris es basura, escombros, trozos de basura pequeñas. And debris, se escribe debris, pero la S es muda. And debris were stinging my face, picando mi cara, stinging my face as I flew mientras volaba. And for a second, there was just total silence. Just then, bam! The bike crashed to the ground, exploded, and caught on fire. And then I smashed into the side of a hill with my face. Ouch. I smashed into the side of a hill with my face. I was driving home. I live alone right now. Ahora vivo solo. Anyway, de todos modos, 2 joggers, hacer footing is jogging in English. So joggers are people who hacen footing. 2 joggers ran up and started digging out all the dirt. Empezaron a cavar toda la tierra, all the dirt that was jammed inside my mouth. And jammed is atascado en mi boca, which was jammed inside my mouth and my nose and my ears. My brain had stopped, parado, and my heart had stopped. So technically, I was dead at this point. They did all the procedures exactly right, as a result of which I'm still alive. And Jack says, boy ahí no es chico. Boy is madre mía. Boy. Oh, boy. And Peter says, wow, he's blown away by the story. And Francis says, the first thing I thought of when I woke up was, I wish Peter and Jack were here. And what he realized after that accident is that he really missed his brothers. They had an estranged relationship. And there's another Guns N' Roses song today. We got a lot of Guns N' Roses coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our movie queen. She's the movie queen. Oh, yeah. Chris Valrol. The movie is called The Darjeeling Limited. It's a freaking awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, it came out in 2007, and it's funny, it's charming, and it's about life, really about life, family, about grudges. We looked at that before, holding grudges and being spiteful. So, hey, it's a great way to look at that vocabulary. And again, it came out in 2007. I remember going to see it at the movies, and it was really cool. Wes Anderson, who is just an amazing, I mean, if you're a fan of Wes Anderson, and it was written by Wes Anderson, Roman Coppola, and Jason Schwartzman. So that's a serious script writing crew. It's got Owen Wilson, Adrian Brody, and Jason Schwartzman, who play three brothers. And it's a really, really touching movie. Folks, we've got to go to our final commercial break. We'll be right back with the rest of today's show. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. All right. It's the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. And we've got so much to do in this part of the show. Don't forget, you can catch this show every day at 10:30 a.m. live, or tune in whenever you can. The important thing is that you tune in and that you learn and laugh with us all throughout the day. Right after today's show, you know we've got the lovely Ximena Holiday and Test Your English. You can also pick up the book Test Your English at the Vaughn Tienda. You can stop by in person, or you can go over to vaughntienda.com. You can pick up our latest material too. It's called, you know the name, This Book is the Shit. And if you guys share something you learned from the book on social media and you tag me mencionas, well, I'll share it. Why not? All right, amigos, let's kick off with today's double trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Yeah. Double trouble. I said double trouble. That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble only on the show with no name, and I think this one's going to be easy. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but honestly, I don't think you're going to have a tough time with this one. But let's see. I'll know after the first 2 minutes. That's the way that works. So here we go with today's Double Trouble. Me duele el tímpano. Ruego que dejes de tocar esa batería. Okay? So, me duele el tímpano. Ruego que dejes de tocar esa batería. You have to use the same word twice, amigos. Okay? I think it's an easy one. We'll find out in just a moment. Also, let me give you our Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time. I don't think anybody has figured it out yet. All right, here we go.
I call this Turf and Turf. It's a 16-ounce T-bone and a 24-ounce porterhouse. Also, whiskey and a cigar. I'm going to consume all of this at the same time because I am a free American.
All right, there you go, amigos. There you go. That is your Say What soundbite for the fourth time. Let's see if anybody gets it. If not, we'll take a look at it in just a moment or so. All right, Double Trouble. Anybody? Let's take a look over here. I see you guys encouraging each other in the group, and I think that's wonderful. Hey, that's your fellow students, just like your teacher, are here to cheer you on, right? Animarte. Come on, you got this. Let's do it. So when I see that, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man's going to take a stab at it. He's like, I got this one here. He says, my eardrum hurts. This is correct. So far, so good. My eardrum hurts. Please stop playing the drums. All right, I'm going to give it to you, but ruego. Okay, I'll take it. It's correct. It's right. But if we want to say ruego que haces algo. All right, let's see. But Born to Iron Man, we'll take it, all right? Chris says, my eardrum hurts. I beg you to stop playing the drums. You got it. Excellent. I'm begging you. I'm begging. It's a song, right? I don't know who it is, but I've heard the song. It's a pretty cool song. So I'm begging you to stop doing that, right? So my eardrum hurts. I beg you to stop playing that drums. No me vale, Chris. Why? That is singular. Drums is plural. So those drums or that drum, right? So be careful. The other part is good, though. My eardrum hurts. I beg you to stop playing. Let's see. Ruthie says, my eardrum hurts. I beg you to stop playing those drums. Great job. Nice job. Okay. Let's see. Laura says, my eardrum hurts. I beg you to stop playing the drum. Great job. Just be careful, because normally, if you just say one drum, you're talking about un tambor, right? You're talking about one drum, right? A bass drum. But if you're talking about la batería, the whole, el kit, vamos a decir, like at a rock concert, well, that would be called the drums in plural. Oh, he plays the drums. Those are his drums. Those drums, right? It's plural. because you're talking about, or you can say a drum set or a drum kit. That's another way of, but then it's singular. That's a nice drum set. That's a nice drum kit. Or those are nice drums. See what I mean? So just be careful that it matches. But a lot of times you can use them in plural because you're talking about the whole thing. Just choose which one's easier for you. And I'm not going to drum this into the ground. To drum something in. Machacar, martillar. I'm not going to drum it into your head. También. Piénsalo. Dun, 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 dun. To drum it in. I could have made this a triple trouble, but I didn't. I made it a double trouble. Great job. I'm begging you. All right, I promise I'll stop singing, but only because it's time for one of your favorite sections, You're Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. That's right, amigos. You're joking only on the show with no name. This is where we get the greatest jokes ever in the whole wide world. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. These jokes are really pretty corny, to be honest. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, by the way, was Def Leppard's one-armed drummer at the concert last weekend? Yes. Yeah. He's their drummer, of course. That's how you know Def Leppard is a really cool band. It's not just five guys like, we have to play together. They're friends. And when he had that accident where he lost his arm, they didn't replace him. They said, you're going to learn to play drums with one arm and your legs. And he did. So that's an amazing story there. I love it. An amazing story of surviving and friends saying, no, we don't want a new drummer. We're they were huge at that point already. So they were, anybody who's a decent drummer would love to drum for Def Leppard. And they said, no, that's our drummer. So yeah, absolutely. Let's see, folks. It looks like Laura and Christina are taking a stab at our Say What soundbite. Nice job, ladies. Nice job over there, ladies. Wonderful job. Chris says she's missing a few things, but don't worry, because as always, we'll go through it. All right? Okay, here we go, my amigos. Your jokes. I know you loved my jokes. They're just amazing, aren't they? Okay. What did the tree do when the bank closed? What did the tree do when the bank closed? Easy. It started its own branch. No. What did the tree do when the bank closed? It started its own branch. Branch, sucursal of a bank. Oh, they have a branch next to your house. That's great. Branch. But also a branch is a part of a tree. Una rama. Branch. Well, if you think about it, it makes sense. Si es un árbol y salen ramas, salen sucursales. Right? So, what did the tree do when the bank closed? It started its own branch. And it reminds me of the word to branch out. You know, this would be the verb. So branch is the noun. Expandirse, diversificarse, ramificarse, expandir horizontes. So did you know that, something as simple as a tree, simple and vital as a tree, can be used in so many other meanings? I mean, think about that too. Árbol genealógico, family tree. So roots, hablamos de raíces. So there's always been a figurative sense behind trees. So if you think about it, it really makes sense. They opened a new branch in Spain. They're branching out. All right. What type of tree fits in your hand? A palm tree. No. What kind of tree fits in your hand? A palm tree? No. Palm, palmera, palm, the palm of your hand? No. Palm. Fíjate, no pronuncio la L. I don't say palm. I say the palm. The palm. Es una L que está ahí, pero no pasamos por encima como. So a palm tree. And remember, you have the expression in Spanish, le conozco como la palma de la mano. We say like the back of your hand. So similar, but a little bit different. So what type of tree, cabe, fits in your hand? A palm tree. Okay. Why was the cucumber mad? Okay. Why was the cucumber mad? ¿Por qué estaba enfadado? Puede ser loco también, pero aquí vamos con enfadado. So why was the cucumber mad? Easy. It was in a pickle. And I gave you this one before. Remember I said if you're in a pickle, if you're in a jam, en un apuro, well, if you're in a pickle, en un berenjenal, en apuros, en aprietos, to be in a pickle. But think about this. Pickle is pepinillo. Cucumber is pepino. So he was in a pickle. And also pickle, to pickle foods is encurtidos, right? Envinagrar, avinagrar, encurtir, to pickle. So it was in a pickle. All right. Just be careful, Chris. Pickle is L-E. En vez de E-L, es L-E, pickle. And you know one of my nicknames for my daughter? Princess Pickles. Why? She loves pickles. Like her daddy and like her grandpa. Her grandpa loves pickles too. So we're a pickle-eating family. But we're not in a pickle. En un apuro. O en un encurtido. All right. Well, folks, those are your jokes. I think it's time for a little celebration in famous birthday trivia. That's right, amigos. That's right. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And thank you, folks, for joining us every day. And as you know, last week there were a couple days where we had some technical difficulties. But as you know, half of my life is in boxes right now. So thank you for your patience last week. And thank you as well for all the beautiful wishes, oh, best of luck in the new house. And so I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And if I could, es lo que he dicho a los familiares y amigos. I told my friends and family, I said, I'm going to have you all over for a barbecue individually. It's not that big. We're not rich, and this is Madrid. So there you go. But it's perfect for the three of us. The only thing is we can't entertain too many people, right? But I can invite people over in groups, Now, if you're a familia numerosa, family of 5, we got to do it in 2 sittings. Hey, you guys can come. And I'm sure the parents will be like, well, we'll leave the kids with grandma. We'll come by and have a barbecue. So absolutely, folks. Thank you for your patience. Because as I said, life goes on. I had to go to Barcelona. I had an event. And I was exhausted on Friday when I got to the event. I was excited to go there to Casa del Libro. I had a radio interview with the one and only Nieves Herrero. She's excellent. What an amazing person. A shout out to her. But I literally fell down Friday night. I literally passed out. Me desmayé. And then Saturday I woke up early, started unpacking and, getting things ready here, and then concert, baby. So we'll see. I'll get to relax at some point. I don't know when, but we'll figure it out. All right. Let's see a couple comments before we get into our famous birthdays. Ruthie says, thank you for this very entertaining time. I'm at work at the moment, and you have made my morning more bearable. Well, I'll tell you what, Ruth, you did a wonderful job. And that's music to my eyes. My dad says, indeed, we love pickles. Yeah, it runs in the family. My daughter can eat. We don't let her, but she could eat a whole jar of pickles. I could eat a whole jar of pickles. I've seen my father eat a whole jar of pickles, and I mean in one sitting. Now, we got to be careful with the sodium and all that stuff, but we're a pickle family. We don't like to be in a pickle, but we love pickles. ¿Ves? Tenemos double troubles por todos lados. Born to Iron Man says, thank you so much, Alberto and friends. Ruthie says, it's been a pleasure. Laura says, thank you. But we're not done yet, guys. We still have some stuff to do, but thank you. Likewise, lo mismo te digo. All right, the first person was born in 1980, an American singer, songwriter, and drummer. Hey, we looked at the word drum before. He made his film debut in Wes Anderson's Rushmore with Bill Murray. I'm kidding, Bill Murray. And then he was in 7 other Wes Anderson films. I love Wes Anderson. You might recognize some of these: The Darjeeling Limited, which was today's name, that movie. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Moonrise Kingdom. The Grand Budapest Hotel. Oh, that was a great one. Isle of Dogs. The French Dispatch. And, well, he's been in so much. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse as well. And he was in a really good series with Zach Galifianakis, the guy, El Gordo de El Barbas, de Hangover, Resacón en Las Vegas. If you haven't seen it, it's great. And also the 4th season of Fargo. Very, very talented person. He doesn't only act, he writes, and also he's a drummer in a group. Phantom Planet is the name of the group if you want to check him out. Next up, we've got somebody who was born in 1993. She is one of the hottest singers, and I mean this in both senses of the words. Está buenísima, and hottest es está de moda. And her last name is big in Spanish. Her last name, oh, she's big? I don't mean big like a big girl. I mean, she's big, she's huge. Es muy famosa. And her last name is big in Spanish. Ahí te lo digo todo. All right. And last but not least, this guy was born in 1970. He became widely known for his role as Ron Swanson in Parks and Recreation. Now, this is not the first time this series has come up on this show. And if you haven't seen it yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Chris Pratt, this guy who's just awesome. He's really good at deadpan. Deadpan comedy is not playing it like it's comedy, playing it serious. I think of Leslie Nielsen in The Naked Gun. Aterriza como puedas, agárralo como puedas. Like, he's not, I'm going to say something funny now. He's like, no, he says it very serious. So that's called deadpan, that kind of style. And he's the king of that. He's great at it. Oh, man. You guys, if you have not seen this, Montse, shout out to you. Parks and Rec, we call it. But he's been in movies as well. Very talented actor. And he's got a hobby. He loves woodwork. Trabajando con madera, haciendo cosas de madera. All right, let's see over here. We've got a winner. Give it up for Chris Valron. Number 1, Jason Schwartzman. Number 2, Ariana Grande, as we pronounce it. Ariana Grande. And we've got Nick Offerman. Nick Offerman. Oferta, hombre. And he plays this typical American, red meat eating, just typical like macho guy, but he's funny. He's really funny. And there's a scene of him sitting at a restaurant, at a steakhouse, un asador, And he goes, I call this turf and turf. Como hemos dicho antes, surf and turf es marea y, right? Es cuando algo viene del mar y algo. Esto es turf and turf, tierra y tierra. He says, it's a 16-ounce T-bone. Es un T-bone, una carne, que la que viene en todos los dibujos animados. A 16-ounce T-bone and a 24-ounce porterhouse. Oh, el porterhouse está riquísimo. A porterhouse is a type of steak. A ver cómo lo traducen. Filete porterhouse. No me jodas. Eso no vale. So a 24-ounce porterhouse. Look at it, Google it, míralo, y te pon porterhouse steak. Y entonces, es ese corte. Also, whiskey and a cigar. I'm going to consume all of this at the same time because I'm a free American. And the funny thing is, the waiter comes up to him and goes, sir, you can't light up that cigar in here. He lights up a cigar. And the waiter's like, sir, you can't. So it's funny. The irony is, no, you're not going to do that. Not at all. Or we're going to throw you out of here, sir. No smoking. All right, so let's hear birthday boy Nick Offerman.
I call this turf and turf. It's a 16-ounce T-bone and a 24-ounce porterhouse. Also, whiskey and a cigar. I'm going to consume all of this at the same time because I am a free American.
All right, there we go, folks. And now it's time for our final section, Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And thank you. Thank you for participating, for having fun, and for playing along with us. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. Today's Name That Lyric, I'll give it to you. It's Ariana Grande. I'm going to pronounce it as we do. Ariana Grande. Very different, right? Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande and her song, Stuck With You. And to be stuck with someone is estás atrapado con esa persona, which is not really good. Also, Stuck on You. That's a cool one too. Stuck on You. But it means the opposite. If you're stuck on somebody, it means that atascado, como pillado por una persona. So we've looked at that word stuck before here. I was stuck in traffic. And you know what she says in the song? She says, hey, yeah. She says, that's just for fun. Eso es para pasar un buen rato. What? I'm not one to stick around. No soy uno para quedarme por ahí. To stick around. And you guys know that one very well from our show. So thank you for sticking around for the whole show. And we're going to say goodbye with Ariana Grande. Thank you so much. You guys are grande. Yeah.